Hard vlog. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day, wonderful time. I just got off work on the way to get the babies. Nobody tells you that God loves you, Christ loves you, and I love you as well. Make sure you subscribe to the Take It Home podcast where I talk about professional wrestling topics, and I'll put up my matches as classic out for a professional wrestler of 13 years. Make sure you look at the matches. Make sure you look at the playlist and everything. Also, make sure you subscribe to C3 Ultimate Wrestling. That is me and my wife's professional wrestling company. We have all of our matches from previous shows throughout the years and the times, all available on YouTube. So make sure you look at that. You subscribe, comment. Also, get your tickets for Big Business, BIG Business. It's going to be February 21st. Dyer, Indiana, Harold's private venue. Tickets are $5 off on Eventbrite, but there'll be $5 more at the door. God bless you, Raphael. Hope everything's going good with you. So usually, if I do 2 lives, it's because something good or interesting came up. So something good and interesting came up. As of today, I have 1,900 subscribers, and I am definitely grateful. I couldn't do it without you guys. I mean that. Like I said, I don't think that's I was even going to think I would even get to 1,900, let alone 90. Lafayette in the building, Rent Syndicate in the building. What's going on, Rob Brown? I hope everything's well with you, brother. God bless you. But yeah, I got 1,900 today. So I usually don't have goals until like I'm close to that goal. So obviously now the goal is to get 2,000. This year I hit the 1,000 mark. I hit the 1,500 mark, and now I'm at the 1,900 mark. So still, the channel stay moving. Arshawn, Rent Syndicate, all in the building. And I thank you guys as well, because we speak about these topics and we keep the live going, and we speak about things we agree with, things we don't agree with, or whatever like that. But it's not at a war with each other. We can disagree with something and still be on good terms, regardless of what the world's saying, even with wrestling. I mean, like I said, this morning I spoke about the former AEW wrestlers being champions, and people are divided about that. Oh, AEW made new stars, or WWE is this and that, and it's just like, honestly, these people are paid regardless. A lot of us want to get paid off of the content that we make about them, obviously, but still all love, you know what I'm saying? So, ain't no shame in your game. Appreciate it. But it's all good. I don't know Princess Peach, but appreciate you, Zell. Appreciate the love. I'm driving, so I can't look at every comment. So all of them came in pretty quick. And I'm driving now. I'm driving, and I'm about to get warned. I already know. You're not lying. Nobody's lying. I mean, when it comes to that. But yeah, welcome to the chat. 1,900 subscribers. We are close to 2,000. Like I said, this channel was made after I had a serious injury in 2020. Yeah, 2020 I had a serious injury. And what happened was, I was going live before that. Now, if you guys have been on the channel, you guys know this story, but I always say it just in case for new subs. I used to go live a lot on Facebook, but then a lot of my colleagues and friends was like, why don't you just go live often and talk about certain things? I would invite wrestlers, I would invite friends, I would invite people that I consider my family, and we would speak about wrestling topics. And then when I got injured, I had more time to talk because I was at home. I had already got my new PlayStation 5, which is crazy. When PlayStation 5 came out, that's when I got hurt. But anyway, there was more time for me to play that and play Miles Morales, the video game. But still, when I got hurt, I ordered stuff, and I decided to do a podcast. They called it the Take It Home podcast. Take it home in wrestling terminology means get to the point. So most of the time when I am speaking about a topic, I am going to the point. Outside of promoting what I'm doing and sponsorships and shows, I go straight to the point for the most part. I don't like to wait until like the last few minutes of a 20-minute video. I don't like doing that. I go straight to the point. I know some people get mad when I give thanks to God and Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I know that. But still, thank y'all for rocking with me and stuff. If don't understand it, you don't understand it. I still got love for you. I got love in my heart. I wish the best for everybody. Still, I have played Sparking Zero. It was good. Problem is, it wasn't the Budokai games that they try to promote. They was like, oh, if you like Budokai and you grew up on that, which I did, you're gonna like that game. It was fun, but it wasn't a Budokai game. The combo system, it wasn't similar to Twister Analog to like do the key blast. It didn't feel good. It didn't feel authentic and stuff like that. I didn't like it. It was like that part. But the story was okay. They was a little lazy with the story because they was like, oh, well, people have seen the story so many times, so we're not going to do video edits of it a lot. We're just going to do standstills and stop motion. So still, it was an okay game. I'll let this truck go. All right, pray for your family. Yeah, DBZ is pretty good. I don't know if I actually just have you wrestle. I've wrestled as a heel. Yeah, praying for your family. Family is important. For sure. But yeah, I was a heel one time when I wrestled at this spot in Villa Park, Illinois. It was my first match there. They had me healing with this guy, Santiago. And after that was the only time like I was like legit heel in the match. It was pretty fun. I tried to do like this heel turn at this other company, but it didn't work. So I don't really count that. Sparking Zero wasn't anything new except for something. Well, that's the thing. It was like the dialogue, like the Sparking Zero part was basically in certain times or the decisions you make, it changes the story. But I felt like they was kind of lazy with that. It was only a few things that changed. And like I said, the cutscenes, it wasn't no cutscenes, and I kind of didn't like that. I kind of didn't like it. And like I said, I did not feel like Budokai, Tenkaichi, it didn't feel like that mechanic on playing. Like you could switch it to it, but it just did not feel like it. I grew up playing it where you hit square, circle. That was a Kamehameha wave or something like that, or Masenko or Destructo Disc. Like it was a quick combo. That's the Budokai stuff I miss. I don't like this. This other stuff was okay. It was just okay. But honestly, when you go in and you train, like you can like, they'll show you how to do combos. You're going to get frustrated because you know that you're not going to do those combos in the game. You just know you're not going to. But they're going to say, hey, you need to do this or do certain things to unlock different parts of the story. So God bless you too. So still, but yeah, 1,900 subscribers is a good thing, and I'm grateful for it. I'm thankful for the people that have continued to rock with me. Thank y'all for rocking with me, because like I said, I just try to talk about wrestling. I talked about video games. Like one time I talked about the Switch 2. I do want to make a video about Sega though. Sega is a very big part of my childhood, and if you guys know with my wrestling gear, the classic and the alpha part of my gear, it's in the Sega font. It's the reason for that. And I wanted to speak about the games, the Sonic and the Genesis and the consoles that really molded my childhood and stuff like that. You know, I've always been a Sega fan. I was there when they started tanking with the Sega Saturn and the Sega 32X. I was there when they got it right with the Sega Dreamcast, but then nobody wanted to work with them because they didn't have faith that the Sega Dreamcast was going to last long. And lo and behold, it didn't. I was there when NFL 2K and NBA 2K was up there with Madden, and it was up there with Live and stuff like that. But when EA got those exclusive rights to football teams in the NFL, that was it for the NFL 2K series. I was there. So, shout out to you from India. That made DBZ. I don't know. A lot of the DBZ games that come out, they say, oh, well, it's supposed to be like the old school one. And then it's like, which old school one at this point? There's so many of them. I didn't even know that Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse 2, they still do updates. They do current updates of like Dragon Ball Super and stuff like that. I didn't know that. Mind you, that game came out years before Sparking Zero, but it's still a big fan base, so they still continue to put storyline stuff and what else. They continue to do stuff in that. I heard it was fun, but like I said, I think the last game I played Dragon Ball Z wise before Sparking Zero, I believe it was Kakarot. The storyline with Goku and stuff, I believe it was either Kakarot or Dragon Ball Fighter Z, or Dragon Fighter Z. Dragon Ball Fighter Z, I think that's what it was. Basically, it was Marvel vs. Capcom with Dragon Ball Z characters. They did what Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite didn't do. We all remember Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Basically, it was not Infinite. We infinitely cut it off because it just did not feel like a Marvel vs. Capcom game. Like, how do you go from Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, one of the best ones in the series, and then you go to Infinite? And then they tried to put like the Infinity Stones and all of this other stuff into it. It just didn't feel right. It didn't feel right. And then not having like X-Men in it, it was just it just didn't feel right at all. Didn't feel right at all. So I didn't play the tag team, but still 1,900 subscribers. Like I said, I'm grateful for that as we're on the road to 2,000. Like I said, I'm a wrestler, I'm a promoter, I'm a booker, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of wrestling, and most of the time I do speak about other companies. And what I do want to change is I do want to speak more about C3 Ultimate Wrestling. I think that we have great wrestling there. I think that you guys should subscribe to the channel. I talk about it a lot, but I want to do it a lot more. Outside of just talking about me, wrestler, Classic Alpha, I also want to talk about C3 Ultimate Wrestling. Why C3 Ultimate Wrestling is a thing. Why you should be tickets, 0.4 tickets, why you should subscribe and watch some great guys and great wrestlers like the Joseph Arbor Credits, the D'Angelo Steels, even the ARCs, the Larkins, the Miles Mercers, the Kenny Nines, a lot of the people, even Nameless, we don't like them, the Nameless, you know, the stuff even with the board, they were interesting. They were interesting fellows for sure. Renee Van Peebles, who's been killing it in the game for women's wrestling. Like, it's a lot of stuff. To hear the music and the sounds from DJ Dose and to hear the voice of C3, Kevin Young Senior, aka Yella, to see that some of the edits and the awesome technical work of Arshawn from Cook to Drink It. Also, those guys are part of the Wrench Syndicate. To hear this, to see the magic that we all put together. I couldn't do it without these guys and gals, honestly. And I want to speak more about it too. You know, I feel like I am talking about, you know, the elephant in the room when it comes to certain topics, but we need to talk about something that is undeniable, and that is C3 Ultimate Wrestling. And it is definitely dope. And I appreciate that because honestly, I can't do it without these people. I know a lot of people have companies and be like, oh, I could just pick anybody. C3 is not like that. We want to make sure we're getting the great content, we're getting great wrestlers, we're getting great stories and stuff like that. Because who am I to be like, oh, well, I don't like how this company does it, and then turn around and either do the same thing or do something worse. That's hypocrites. I'm not doing that. I ain't trying to do none of that. So like what we do and how we add stuff and put stuff together, I feel like you're not going to find it nowhere else except C3. I've always felt like, even as a wrestler, as Classic Alpha, I'm a superhero that is here to save wrestling. There's a lot of superheroes in wrestling. Shout out to Kid Lat. Shout out to Super Z. Shout out to Hurricane. There's a lot of other wrestlers that are superheroes. They're trying to save the day and stuff like that. But what I do is, I am myself. I make sure that I'm different, that I stand out. Some of them wear capes like I do. Some of them have an outfit or gear like I do. Some are similar. Some do certain things that are similar to mine. Comic book style and stuff like that. But I'm the RPG, the real pro grappler. It's not a game, boy. I keep telling y'all. So I try to make sure I'm different. That's what I try to do, is I make sure that C3 is a different wrestling company, the ultimate experience that people want to see more of. And I also want people to be fans of Classic Alpha, a professional wrestler that is here to save professional wrestling. It's not just about saving people, it's about saving wrestling, because there are some aspects that people miss and they shut out wrestling because they don't see it anymore. I'm here to bring it back. In the words of Jules Santana's album, I'm what the game been missing. So that's what we try to do here. We try to do that. Even Taking Home Podcast, right? What we do here is, you know, there are a lot of wrestlers who have their own podcasts and they have their own YouTube channel and stuff like that. But what I try to provide is honest and unbiased insight. if I like something, I like something or whatever like that. I try to keep it very professional. I try not to curse because I do know that sometimes children look at this channel too. And also like Classic Outfits like appealing to like kids to like look at good things and good guy stuff and all of that stuff. So I do try my best. And sometimes I slip up, but still, Rich Syndicate in the building, I definitely see. I love Goku's the real Bruce Lee. Piccolo was my favorite wrestler. Piccolo was my favorite fighter. He was a great father figure to go on. Piccolo was always like my favorite. And it was like, as soon as he'd get strong, he'd be strong for 2 days. Like when he finally merged with Kami, I was like, oh, he's unstoppable. And then Cell, you know, he powered up for all the souls that he's absorbed, and then he just beat up Piccolo. So like when Dragon Ball, that Super movie came out with Cell Max, that movie I hated because they could have made a new villain. And he wanted to wish that he was more powerful. He was Orange Piccolo, basically. His antenna was up like Super Saiyan stuff and all of that. So I was happy to see those kind of things or whatever. Piccolo's always been one of my favorite characters. Broly is also one of my favorite characters too. I like the legendary Super Saiyan evil one, but then I also like what they did in Super so they can make him canon. I like that too. So I think Broly, both of those guys are good. Do you wish to turn heel? No, if I don't turn heel for my career, that'll be fine. I always want to make sure things mean something. So if that ever happens, which I won't tell you, obviously, you'd have to wait and see. You know, and it's going to hit hard. I had to drink something I'm not supposed to be drinking, I know. Snapple Fruit Punch. To me, this is the best Snapple. The other ones smell good, but they don't taste good. The kiwi strawberries, the peach teas, they don't taste that good. The mango one, they don't taste that good to me. But Fruit Punch tastes like Fruit Punch. But the other ones do not taste that great. I was never a big Snapple person. But that Fruit Punch, that's a little different. Broly, Tim, right. So I'm curious to see what they're going to do as far as storylines with that. So, only thing I like from Dragon Ball Super was Beast Gohan. Yeah, Beast Gohan was dope. Piccolo was dope. Broly being in the storyline was also dope. The problem was trying to make people strong and OP when they wasn't. Krillin. Oh, Krillin, we want you to fight in the tournament of power. I would never call Krillin. I would never. Krillin would be on the list with Yamcha. No, Yamcha wanted to be on there and they kept saying no. They chose a villain. Frieza. They chose Frieza over. No, I would not choose Krillin. Krillin was saying he wasn't ready. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna, all right, bet, we'll find somebody else. Like his wife had to tell him and stuff, and they tried to sit here and be like, oh, well, if Krillin can knock Gohan, who's way stronger than him, can knock him off of a platform, basically Krillin wins the match. Basically, it wasn't even a real fight. And then they had Krillin square up with Super Saiyan God Goku. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? What are we doing? It was bad enough they were trying to have Gohan go against Super Saiyan God Goku at the full form, and Goku almost killed him. Come on, man. Y'all really tried to even stuff out. Like, to be honest, the power levels, the rating and the ranking was so bad in Super. That's why a lot of people don't like it. Like, to go from Super Saiyan God Red and then Super Saiyan Blue, it's like, which is stronger than what? And to have Goku Black, like, clear them off of one battle, that just says something in itself. Mind you, I was a fan of the Goku Black storyline, for the most part. But still, it was like, the power scaling was just trash. It was trash, like, trash, for real. Goku, he would destroy him. I got a text from Kevin Zander. He said, you are the no. Hey, man, I refuse to be that. That is disrespectful. You mean the dude that only grows like 2 or 3 sensu beans? Hey, he did save the Z Fighters before, though. He cut Vegeta's tail off, and Vegeta went back into normal form. Now, this was when Krillin could have saved the day. Krillin could have killed Vegeta and saved the day, but Goku was like, no, please save him. Let him go. I want to fight him in the future. Man, please. Sushi. Chopped him up. Krillin would have been the hero, but he decided to do that. Also, Krillin could have saved the day another time when he's supposed to shut off Android 18 so Cell wouldn't absorb her. But he, smitten, loving this girl. Mind you, the girl beating up your whole squad, broke Vegeta's arm. All you had to do was press the button and destroy her. Y'all could have wished her back with the Dragon Balls. Oh, you in love. Oh, please leave. Just leave. Like, destroy the device that Bulma put so much time and effort in so we could save the day, so Cell would not become perfect. You destroy it. It'd be on site for Krillin. Krillin be killing me. That's what it is. Jiren is he was definitely dope. I liked his backstory and stuff like that. I definitely liked it. It was pretty cool. I hope it's Black Frieza. I know, like, the stuff in the comic books, they say he does some crazy stuff, and I know there's was it Moros? It's like another villain that's coming out soon. So I'm curious to see what they do with the Dragon Ball Z series, especially with the creator, you know, unfortunately passing away. You know, sometimes people put their own little efforts and edits in it and stuff. So I'm curious to see what will happen with that. I gotta text it. Excuse me. But yeah, even now, right? As much as I love talking about wrestling, we can sidebar and talk about Dragon Ball Z because it's something that I grew up watching. I used to play the games, used to try to draw the characters. Y'all remember how to do the Dragon Ball Z characters and stuff like that? Like an upside down house for the chin line and stuff like that, and Vegeta's eyeballs, putting eyebrows close over the eyes. Like, it used to be like so simple to do. So still, oh man, these people act like they don't want to leave. Yeah, no problem. Get up out of here. I'm trying to go. Okay, that's nice. If Krillin had cut up Vegeta, he would have got Trunks. True. I mean, the storyline would have probably been a little different. Obviously, there would have been no Trunks or whatever. But still, it's just still. It been a way. They'd have definitely wished him back somehow. Goku definitely would have. Well, I want to fight him because he's so strong, you know, because that's the meme for Goku. How strong is he? Oh, well, I want to face him because he's so strong. So Goku definitely would have found a way. Heck, he would have went to Snake's way and probably would have found Vegeta's ghostly soul and try to fight that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just something that Goku would do. But you have left foot on. Man, like, please go. Like, you see I'm trying to go one way and you just playing. But like now, like even now, right? I can talk about Dragon Ball Z because I grew up watching it and stuff. I'm not gonna sit there and say I know everything about it. But when I was a kid, I used to like it. I used to love playing the games. I had the action figures. Even now, you guys know I collect video games and stuff like that. I also have figures. I have a Broly. I have a Goku as well. I believe I have something else. I could be wrong, but I think I collect stuff. So we can even sidebar and talk about this stuff. Or we can talk about video games and stuff like that, because I collect video games. Most likely, if you say a system now, I may have it. Outside of like the new Xbox Series X or whatever like that. But I have majority, not all, but a majority of the consoles that hit home. Even ones that came out before I was even born. Actually, the NES was out before I was born. Ataris. I got the 2600. I got the 5200. I got the 7800. I got the rare Atari Jaguar. Right? I got a TurboGrafx. If y'all know what a TurboGrafx is. I got a Game Gear. I got Game Boys. I got the Game Boy Color. I got the Nintendo DS, the DS Lite, Switch. Yeah, I got all of that stuff, man, because I'm a collector. I don't collect as much, though. There was a time, as soon as I got my check, I was on the Macari app getting everything. And television, ColecoVision, all of this stuff. I got the little hardware that where if you connect it to the ColecoVision, you can actually play Atari 2600. That's a lawsuit waiting to happen. But still, I got it because it's rare. And that's one of the main things. But still, Cell originally was supposed to be last story at one point. Cell is actually one of my favorite villains. Frieza is up there, but Cell is definitely my favorite villain because of his story. Cause all of these, like, you can sit here and be like, all these other villains, they had forms and stuff. You know, Frieza obviously had multiple forms, but Cell's forms was only changed when he absorbed other people and stuff, and he needed it to be perfect. With Majin Buu, obviously, he absorbed people, and then he would take their characteristics and their moves and all of that stuff. But it was just like, I felt like eventually it just went like a little crazy with the super forms and all of this other stuff. But I did like the Buu Saga suit. GT was okay. Actually, it was something I really ain't care about. I did try to get into it. It was on Hulu for a bit, but it was in Japanese, and I didn't feel like reading subtitles. I don't be liking reading subtitles when I'm looking at anime stuff. It takes away from it. So, still. Did you love it? Oh, GT? Yeah. GT was just okay. Who was the better absorber? That sounds funny. Buu was. Buu was better because he could cut a piece of himself and absorb somebody, just like how he got Piccolo and Gotenks, and he was smart with it. He told Gotenks, "Hey, I want to fight you, so why don't y'all fuse together?" And then they fused together, and he had two pieces, and he fused. 1 second. But yeah, because remember Gotenks, they finally, like, when they fused, he absorbed them so he could have their power, and then also Piccolo, because Piccolo had a great sense of sensing. So I actually liked how Buu would absorb people, and he would take some of their characteristics and even some of their clothes. I thought it was pretty cool. I mean, like, even when Gohan was facing him, eventually he powered down because Gotenks went back into Goten and Trunks because of the 30 minutes going up from the fusion dance. So they did good with Buu Saga, right? They really did good. Like, even Big Buu, Fat Buu, right? It was just because Kid Buu absorbed basically a big dude who was very nice, and that's what made Majin like such a kid, because of the characteristic. Super Saiyan 4 was pretty good. So when, what is it, Dragon Ball Daima, whatever it's called, when that came out, a lot of people was happy to see it. They was also happy to see Vegeta become Super Saiyan 3, because that was something that he never was, because he just jumped from Super Saiyan 2 to Super Saiyan 4 in GT. So those are like small things that fans have been waiting and begging and praying for, and I know that they were very happy with getting that. The Buu Saga did take too long, because to me, yeah, it took too long. I think Frieza's took long too. It was longer, but I understood. Frieza Saga made you like be on the edge of your seat if you didn't know what was going to happen, because it was so much going on. Everybody, that was peak when everybody wanted the Dragon Balls. That was like the last time. I mean, other people would get the Dragon Balls and the other sagas and stuff, but that was when it was more important. Frieza wanted the Dragon Balls. He wanted immortality. Vegeta wanted the Dragon Balls. He wanted immortality. They wanted the Dragon Balls so they could wish people back. They can bring people back from the dead. Like, to me, that made Dragon Ball Z, because Dragon Balls, sound crazy now, was the main part. I will say, Super kind of did a good job with it, because they had Super Dragon Balls, right? They had regular ones and they had the Super ones and stuff. And you can do a bigger and better wish with those. You can do any wish for almost anything. That was the main premise of the show, not dragon fighting, Dragon Ball Z. So still, that's the white hair one. Which one was the white hair one? Oh, the Super Saiyan 5. I don't know if there's a Super Saiyan 5. Honestly, they don't need any more forms of Super Saiyan at this point. Do fusion dances and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, it was it was definitely fan made. They don't need any more. They have too many versions. Like, now there's like, Vegeta has a super form, the Ultra Ego. You know, Goku has Ultra Instinct, and now they're saying that Vegeta's gonna have Ultra Ego, and he's basically gonna have purple hair, and it's supposed to be more power than more defense than what Goku's doing and stuff. So there's so much stuff. They don't need to do all of that. Just Stop at this ultra stuff, and then that's it. That is it. What up? Dragon Ball Super Saiyan 6, 7. Ronaldo or Messi. I'm not soccer. I haven't watched soccer. Remember Super Saiyan 6 was golden. People go cool. Yeah, I remember somebody made a meme talking about when we was younger, we would look up stuff like Super Saiyan 6, and then like it was a picture of Goku with all of his hair like covering all of the screen. Like the hair was just so big and people was losing their mind. I remember that stuff. We used to look online and be like, oh my gosh, is this what Goku gonna look like in Super Saiyan 6 and 7 and stuff? Like that was kind of crazy. Girl, chill out. Chill out with that song. You don't even know what that means. I don't even know what that means. But still, yeah, the Goku stuff and the Super Saiyan stuff, they don't need to do any more of that stuff. Just let it go. Let it go. I promise we like it. So that's crazy. But yeah, like I said, we can speak about this stuff. We can talk about games and stuff. But usually I do try to talk more about wrestling because that's like what the channel is for. I do know that a majority of the people, that's what they want to look at and listen to. But like I said, people can usually say something, and if it has something that I know about, I'll tell my knowledge on it or whatever like that. Chill out, mama. So I'm not gonna sit here and act like I know everything about stuff. I've been reminded of a lot of stuff. Oh, these cars don't know how to leave. This other car trying to cut me. What's up with me? What's wrong with these people, man? But still, Baby Alpha. Yep, Baby Alpha's in the back. Say hi, Baby Alpha. Say hey, Baby Alpha. Hi. Say hey, little Alpha.
Hello.
And it was Super Saiyan 7. Was the ring hair. Calm down. Do you want your kids to take over the business when they want? If they do, I'd have to show them how to do it. Honestly, I am under the. I want to have C3 be a family-owned business and to stay in the business, but I'd also want to make sure this is something that they want to do because this was my choice at the end of the day. So my thing is, when we started doing more and getting bigger like we are continually doing, I want to make sure they know how to handle it just in case they want to do it, right? Because I would rather keep it family owned. I'd rather hire people that I know will take care of it and people that I love and stuff like that. So if God forbid something happens to me, they take over, they know how to do it. And if they don't want to do it anymore, there's no pressure for them to continue doing it. But if they want to, obviously, of course, honestly, they'll be, even if they wanted to wrestle, they'll low-key be fourth generation. That'd be kind of cool. There's not a lot of fourth generation wrestlers. So they need to bring Tappy. Oh yeah, Tappy. I remember him. The dude who gave Trunks his sword and he had the flute or whatever. That one was actually a good movie too. That was a good movie. So like if they wanted to make a lot of these movie characters canon, they definitely can. Because a lot of people definitely want to see a lot of them back. So for sure. Because Broly was definitely one of the ones. Because people was like, oh man, it sucks that he died. Like, why don't they just bring him back? And then they heard the fan base, and that's why they did the movie, Super Saiyan Broly, or whatever. And Broly basically is in the storyline now, and he's in the movies and stuff. So, still, it's a pretty good thing to see. She definitely is. Hold on, one second. Let me ask, how would they be forfeited? Because I wrestle. Their mother, my wife, she used to wrestle before she had the first child. So she used to wrestle. So that's still, so that's second generation. Yeah, you might be right. I'm sure. They'll be third actually. You're right. My fault. They'll be third. They'll be third. See, I messed up. They'll be third generation. They'll be third generation because basically my wife's father-in-law showed her how to wrestle or whatever like that, and he wrestles from time to time. So yeah, they actually be third generation. I'm getting old now. So please forgive me. Third generation. It's not a lot of people that's third generation either though, but still. I don't know where I get fourth generation from. I'm getting old, man. I don't need to prove you shit, but I am definitely getting old. All right, when y'all get out, knock on the door, Camry, and y'all start your homework, okay? Just to wrap up on this, and then hold on. You better stop.
7, 4, 1.
All right, go ahead. Yeah, definitely third generation. That's my fault. See, people mess up. That's okay. I know some people get mad they mess up and start blaming other people. Nah, I messed up. Third generation. Appreciate you, man. Like I said, I'm just still trying to look. I got the grades coming in and stuff like that, and I'm just used to it being like that. So the bloodline. Yeah, the bloodline. That'll definitely be dope. If I was like on a great relationship with her father-in-law, we could have been doing stuff like that because it is a family affair. Long story short, basically my father-in-law, he trained her, my wife, and he also trained her brother, my brother-in-law, and stuff like that. And then I was trained through him and somebody else. And then there's other people in the family who know how to wrestle too. And there definitely will be a great storyline, but we ain't on the best of terms. And that's fine. You know, that's definitely fine. Like I said, I like putting stuff together. I like making stuff sentimental, but it is what it is, you know, at the end of the day. But all these pumpkins on this step, y'all. Like, these kids and these painting these pumpkins. We got 5, y'all. We got 5 pumpkins. Now, if I get them early enough before they go bad, I can make the pumpkin seeds. I like pumpkin seeds. Hey, man, it happens, man. It's life. You know, I don't have no ill will towards them. I'm not about to make Facebook statuses about, at the end of the day, it's about me and mine. I ain't about to do none of that crazy stuff. It is what it is. You know, I wish no ill will towards nobody on earth. You know, I just pray we all just focus on God, but sometimes God is not everybody's main focus. So to each their own, right? You want to make a family? That's crazy. But still, looking at all these pumpkins, man, them pumpkin seeds about to be fire. Family definitely can be difficult. Fire. Y'all don't like pumpkin seeds? Pumpkin seeds are fire. Pumpkin seeds, yeah, those were, yeah. I remember when, what was it, like 2 years ago, we was talking about single mothers and stuff like that, and I told you I saw a post where a lady, she had like a picture of the Bible opening, and then she was like, I asked God for a king, and he made me birth one. And I'm like, no, that's not how that works. It wasn't, first of all, they all blessings from God, but nah, first of all, it was somebody else that had a part in that birth, and you gonna sit there and be like, oh, well, he gave me one by giving birth. No, you're not married. You definitely not married. You better stop. And I don't be trying to make people feel like they disrespectful, but let's tell the truth. And sometimes the truth make people feel uncomfortable. But what we not gonna do is be like, you asked for a king and then you gave birth to one. Sure, it's gonna be a king in its own right and everything like that. But what we not gonna do is we're not gonna be like, it's off of just a happenstance. Like, you know what you did. There ain't no coincidence. That's exactly what happened. You know exactly what happened. So, still, going back into it. Y'all like pumpkin seeds? I'm gonna talk about these pumpkin seeds. I don't care what nobody say. Y'all like pumpkin seeds? Pumpkin seeds, they kind of taste like sunflower seeds. What you do is you clean them, obviously. You clean the guts out of it and all of that. You salt them how you desire. You can put them in the oven. You can roast them for a little bit. If you roast them good enough, when you crack the seed, there's a little piece of it that you can have, sort of like sunflower seeds. They're pretty good. I usually get the ones from the store, but as a man who loves salt, they'll be a little too salty. Too salty. My chance, brother Classic. Did you hear about Vince? Shane the staff. Yeah, I saw the Vince thing, the one that they was doing, but then they stopped doing it because you know, the accusations came up, and they were saying, like Paul was saying, Shane, he was never going to give it to Shane. He was never going to give the company to Shane. And he said, hey, if you want to take the company, you'd have to stab me in the chest. And I think that's what made Shane kind of upset with a lot of situations that's going on with the company and stuff. Because I'm sure Shane would have tried to do something. And I know that Shane be trying to work stuff out and try to do things behind the scenes with other things that just didn't work. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say, do I think that Shane might have been better? I don't know, because Shane has booked himself very big in certain situations where he didn't need to be, i.e. that time that he was in the Royal Rumble and he was a special guest and he was like the Final Four. Mind you, he was super tired and gassed out, gray hair and stuff like that. And WWE, they wound up firing him because he placed himself so high in the Final Four. Like, usually you remember the Final Four in the Royal Rumble, and him, with his age and not being able to do stuff and being gassed out, made himself a Final Four. And that was like when they fired him for that. So that's something in itself. Hey man, pumpkin seeds are great. They are great. You have to roast them, and they're very, very good. They're very good. Yeah, I can't be hating on no pumpkin seed, man, for real. If you go to the store, you go to the chip aisle or whatever, they probably have them now more than ever because of the holidays. I like them. But still, yeah, the Shane thing. So I can't even say that Shane would have treated WWE better than Stephanie and Paul. I couldn't even tell you that because of what Shane was doing. I couldn't tell you. Hey, y'all remember when Shane won the Best in the World tournament? Remember they had like the little tournament and stuff, and he was teaming with the Miz and stuff, and then eventually he like turned on the Miz, and then he wound up winning like the tournament. Like, what the heck? Like, Shane said, here comes the politics. Here come the politics. Politics. Now here come the money. Here come the elevation. But still, it's all love. But once again, thank you guys for rocking with me. I can't say thank you enough, so I'm going to continue to say thank you. Thank you for rocking with me for years now. Doing this, taking on podcasts and C3Os from wrestling is definitely a blessing. Like, sometimes I just get ready for work and then I'm going live, or I'm making a video on the way to work and then I'm editing it. Like I said, I promised to do live some more, and I have. You know, I have over 1,000 videos now. I meant to make a special video on my 1,000th video, but I think I made like a YouTube short that was like my 1,000th video. So I was just like, but I made 1,000. So I'm even grateful for that. You know what I'm saying? The content is just going places. Some people are saying stuff. Some people are looking at me. I got love from Russia, from India, from everywhere. So definitely good. Shane was too ambitious as a talent. He would have ruined it with power. I agree. I agree. I feel like he always felt he still had it. I know he does MMA stuff, and his punches, oh my God. I could spend like 10 more minutes here speaking about how bad them punches was. Now I know he was doing MMA and all of that, but them little furies, put them up. Put them ups. This is Shane. Put them up. Because I remember when Shane and Randy Orton was feuding, and Randy was selling these horrible punches, and these punches was just horrible. They didn't even look good. But still, in his mind, Shane is still young. Shane looks like his dad now. He looked like his brother now, I'm sure. But still, that injury was embarrassing and sad at the same time because it was unnecessary. For example, even with Seth, with this serious shoulder injury, it was unnecessary. You didn't need to do a coast-to-coast headbutt. That sounds bad. Hey, why don't I have you upside down and I jump from one corner to the other with my head, and then you land funny? You didn't need to do that. Shane didn't need to jump over the Miz. Drop down, leapfrog. You don't need to do a vertical. Verticals are very, very dangerous, especially if you do not post correctly. I am a man who does verticals, who does practices and stuff, and I love doing it because I love showing people that I got hops, that I got ups, that I can do that kind of thing, right? It gets a pop from the crowd. It truly does, honestly. But still, he tried it, and didn't clear it, and then he tried to get up, and then he was down. And then Super Snoop, Snooperman, he came and saved the day. He beat up the Miz and then pinned him. Poor Miz. Miz probably got hurt because you know Snoop Dogg ain't pulling punches back. Dang it, Shane. Dang it, Shane. What was you doing, brother? Here come the politics. Here come the politics. Pala. But no, thank you guys for rocking with me. I'm at home. Got to get these kids right with school. Then I got to try to get me a little workout in. But thank you guys. 1,900 subs. God bless you guys. To quote Tupac on Shane Tony, that bitch and that's a talent. I won't deny it. I'm a straight talent. Basically, but his knees ain't even want to fly with him. You know what? That was me. I'm sorry, y'all. That was me. I'm sorry. Y'all forgive me about that one. That one was a little too far. That's on me. My bad, dog. But still, hope you guys have a blessed day. I'm out of here. Got to make sure the kids is good. This is Chris Classic. Shout out to you guys. Rent Syndicate in the building. Let's take it home.